Hello everyone, and welcome back to my channel. It is a gorgeous sunny afternoon in London. It's freezing out, but it's sunny, and I thought, you know what? Let's go for a lovely long walk in Regent's Park. I love Regent's Park in London. It is hands down my favorite park. So I thought, you know what? Why don't I bring the video camera and give you a little tour around some of my favorite parts of Regent's Park. So for those who are locals that have never been to this park before, or even if you're coming to visit London for the first time and you're looking for ideas on what to do during your trip, here's a winter look at the oh so stunning Regent's Park. When I entered Regent's Park, I entered in from the St. John's Wood side, from right off of a street called Mackinac Street. And that side of the park is probably one of the least exciting parts of the park from a walk perspective. You have lots and lots of athletic fields, which is really great if you're a local and in like a sports league. You definitely see, especially in the warmer months, tons and tons of kind of different matches and games being played. So I walked through kind of that athletic field place, took a left, and then, you know, after a stretch, another right. And from there, there's this really kind of lovely stretch on the back side of the park, which actually borders the London Zoo. So you actually, if you walk through, you can get a cheeky little look inside the zoo. And today I was really excited to see the camels were out and about. I don't know if this will translate so well on camera, but thought that was pretty cool. And as I walked by the lion cages, I could hear the lions roaring, although no sightings of any lions. They don't let you kind of see them from the park. So that was quite cool. And then from there, I continued on down a kind of a longer and quieter stretch of the park. I found the area, the path kind of bordering the zoo was really crowded, so it was hard to film a lot on that path. But then after kind of walking through kind of one of the middle parts of the park with this pretty kind of pergola water fountain, I then kind of headed onto a very quiet stretch of the park, which is really pretty because you can see the pretty buildings of the outer circle. This part also has tons of athletic fields during warmer months. You get a hint of a sight of the BT Tower, and from there, I kind of cut across in to one of my favorite parts of the park, which there's on the side that I first walked on, there is just a nice kind of stretch, which if you wanted to do a picnic in Regent's Park, this would be one of the parts in the summer months that I would consider. Really pretty, kind of nice flat space. They do the, I hope I don't pronounce this incorrectly. They do the famous art sculptures. What is it? Frez? I'll put it down below on screen. Art sculptures in the warmer months, so that's quite cool. That usually happens for a certain stretch of the year annually. But this part of the park, also on the other side, is home to the Avenue Gardens. And the Avenue Gardens is actually just, it is kind of what it sounds like. There are kind of these rows, these parallel rows of just three kind of really pretty stretches that you can walk down and see kind of flowers, really kind of pretty trees. They always put so much effort into the landscaping of this part of the park, which is really special and is something I always enjoy because it changes up throughout the year. And unfortunately now, because it's winter, there's not kind of as much to see in terms of the flowers themselves. They have a very kind of nicely curated edit of some kind of winter kind of sturdy kind of plants and flowers, but there were actually still some flowers. I remember seeing one of the really pretty urns with these kind of purple flowers there, so that was quite nice to see. And another part of the Avenue Gardens that I love is there's these kind of two very iconic fountains that are there. that I always love to take in and see and enjoy. And there's also a very special sculpture kind of in the middle of those two kind of stretches of flower beds that I always find myself taking pictures of. It's like kind of these lions and this gigantic kind of urn sculpture. They do the most lovely floral arrangements in there throughout the year. And as a fun fact, if you come to see the Avenue Gardens, if you've ever seen the movie The King's Speech, you'll see actually he's doing a very misty kind of walk through a park, and if you look very closely, you'll see it's actually filmed in the Avenue Gardens in Regent's Park, which is quite cool. So I really highly recommend, especially if I'm bringing someone who's never been to Regent's Park, I always walk them through the Avenue Gardens because it's just quite a nice place to linger for longer. And then from there, I turned the corner and wanted to head into the inner circle of the park. So up until now, I had been in the outer circle kind of part of the park, and now we're venturing in. And the inner circle is also another place that I always take people who are coming to Regent's Park for the first time. First and foremost, to see the Queen's Rose Gardens. The Queen's Rose Gardens, unfortunately, are not in bloom in the winter, but I did actually see kind of a few, like 1 or 2 roses that had still been surviving, but were kind of on their last legs. But imagine in the summer, I'll put some pictures on screen here. This part of the park is just teeming with roses, and it's one of the largest kind of natural rose gardens in the world. It is a sight to see. It's completely free to enjoy, and oh my gosh, it is just spectacular. So I lingered a bit, kind of seeing the last remnants of the roses, and then continued my way on to kind of the other part, kind of near the Queen Mary's Rose Garden. There is a very beautiful kind of lake, and there's lots of kind of ducks in there. We had the most spectacular sunset tonight. I'm not quite sure it resonated on camera, but it was magnificent, and I really enjoyed that. In the middle of this little pond, there's also a koi garden you can go in and explore. There's also a waterfall, so there's lots of little things you can go in and check out there. And then from there, I made my way over to kind of the proper heart of the inner circle. I was losing sunlight really quickly, so I didn't have time to really go show you all of it, but I'll go back again if you want me to. Leave a comment down below because there's so much more to see in this park. But there's a really long stretch in the kind of entrance of the inner circle there. And if you follow that all the way down to the end, there's a really beautiful fountain that is just a wonderful thing to go and see. And there's also a couple more rose bushes there. And in better times, there's a cafe called Regent's Cafe that's also really great. There's like a little beer garden that's attached to it. So obviously nothing was open when I went today, but you know, usually is a great option in kind of you know, better times. So, and then from there, I made my way over to the part of Regent's Park that borders Marylebone, and again was losing sunlight really quickly, but this is also another lovely stretch of the park. They have this kind of boating lake there where they have in warmer weather paddle boats, and I have done that. It is so much fun, would highly recommend that. And yeah, this is also the part of the park where there's so many people feeding the birds. So I personally don't love that stretch as much because it's just a lot of birds, a lot of bird poop. But if you're with kids and you want to bring bread to feed the birds, that's something a lot of people love to do there. I'm not sure how much that's actually encouraged though. I think there actually are signs saying don't feed the birds, but there you go. And then from there, I finished my walk, you know, finishing the last remnants of that beautiful kind of cotton candy sunset, and then continued my way on into Marylebone. But always, always, always love going to see Regent's Park. So I hope you guys enjoyed checking out this video. Thought it was just kind of a fun, spontaneous thing to do because I was gonna go enjoy a super long walk anyway, so thought I would bring you along with me. If you like this kind of content, please hit that like button. That really helps this channel and this video for more people to go see it. If you want to see more videos like this, I film tons and tons of travel adventures and lifestyle content. Please hit that subscribe button and leave a comment down below. What's your favorite part of Regent's Park? Have you been? Do you have any questions? Let me know. Sharing is caring, and I'm very happy to kind of write some responses back to your questions. So thanks again, guys, for tuning in, and I will see you soon.